Start now?
Whenever
Okay.
you're ready.
Good.
If you're not ready, let me know.
All right, so the last guys who restored this bike, I guess, plated these things, which aren't supposed to be plated. I found this bad boy, inch and 3/8, at a flea market. And this thing is beautiful for doing this kind of shit. Right? Okay, so that's a great wrench. Anyhow, so now we're gonna put the fork oil in this pre-67 style front end, which is always a pain in the ass. So what we did is I made this thing. So this is just a piece of 1.5 inch DOM tubing, standard fucking tubing. I had some threads in this end. I made another piece, I threaded it in there, and I Loctited it in. So when you look through this thing, right, I made these threads to fit the fork cap threads. And if you notice, it's clear just enough to get past the handlebar. Now, when I screw that bad boy in there, here's what I end up with. I should show you the end of that thing. Yeah, it's important. You need to see the end of this.
When you're riding down the road with that thing in there, does it affect your view?
Well, it does. There can be glare.
Is that where you hang your flag from there?
I don't know. It kind of... Notice that this has a big taper in it.
Yes, it does.
So that, look in there, so that it doesn't obscure those two holes. When this thing's screwed in,
okay,
it does not obscure those two holes.
It sits
yeah,
off to
so
the side.
those two holes are now open to this whole Kumazegan, for lack of better terminology. Okay, there we go. All right, so we screw that thing in until she just contacts the lower. Okay. Any day now. All right, there she is.
Tight.
No, don't stop recording. Hang on.
I'm not.
All right, here's our freaking ISO 32 hydraulic oil. I'm gonna dump that shit right in the top.
4 ounces, you say?
4 ounces, 3.5 dry, 4.5 dry, 3.5 wet. If you go a little bit over, it's not really gonna hurt you.
Is it in there?
It's in there.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the best part.
What's the best part?
Yeah. We're gonna get it into the fucking front end.
Hang on.
You're gonna want to hear this. Hear it going in? Eventually it's gonna come dry up here. You'll hear it. Just like that. Okay. That side's got oil in it. We'll repeat the same thing on the other side. And that's how you get the oil in the front end of an early model. If you have a lathe and the ability to run it well enough to make something like this.